Hey there, Basement Tapes number 171. This is John Keating. Uh yeah, let's talk about some cards here. Some fun cards, if you will. I'm having a little hard time getting myself going right now. But give me a second, if you will. And then I'll bring up some stuff. 1968, Topps Game is the set we're highlighting today, and it is a very popular set. It's out there. It keeps popping up. It's affordable and it's fun and it's quirky. And I said quirky, not quirky. And a lot of people love this set, me included. It's designed, the simplicity of the design is unparalleled. There are games involved, which they say it's fun to play. I have not played it myself, though. I have 33 of these. Let's see what Beckett OPG has to say. I assume that's the entire set. 33 cards, $23.44 average value, for a total value of $773.50. $200 to $500 for this set. It may be creeping up, it may be creeping down. I just see a lot of them. And since it has so many Hall of Famers, it's a pretty fun little set to go after. The cards in this 33 card set measure approximately 2.25 by 3.25. This game, parentheses, card set of players issued as inserts with the regular third series 1968 Topps baseball card was patterned directly after the redback and blueback sets of 1951. Each card has a color player photo set upon a white background with a facsimile autograph underneath the picture. The cards have bluebacks and were also sold in box sets, which had the original cost of 15 cents on a limited basis. So that 15 cents would have netted you about $500, according to Beckett OPG. Top cards in this set, of course, Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays are your top three. Beautiful cards again. So let's get the TCDB, see what they have to say. 2.25 by 3.25, 33 cards, 1968 Topps Dash Game. Teams involved here are the Braves, the Orioles, Red Sox, Angels, Cubs, White Sox, Reds, Indians, Tigers, Astros, Dodgers, Twins, Yankees, Athletics, Phillies, Pirates, Giants, Cardinals, and Senators. Again, things would change drastically in 1969. We'd have some expansion teams happening. Divisions would come into play. And think about how difficult it might have been to fill out a set of smaller inserts like this, a 33 card set, with some of the players of the day from teams that were rather mundane and ordinary and pedestrian, as they would say. Sometimes they got lucky, sometimes they didn't. Errors and variations, there are none known. Hall of Famers abound here. 13, Mantle, Yastrzemski, Aaron, Killebrew, Clemente, Frank Robinson, Mays, Brooks Robinson, Santo, Kaline, Carew, Torrey, and Cepeda. Let's see here. Of course, this is inserted in the third set of the Topps 1968 baseball epic set. Trivia involved. No trivia involved here. I don't know why I'm coughing. Let's get right to the cards, shall we? Because otherwise, it's just the same old, same old. The gallery is beautiful. Matty Alou leads us off here. He is an error in the vein of the Kennedy family. Runners advance one base. Matty Alou. It is flipped upside down. You could read the same scoring or whatever, the same play stuff. So error. Runners advance one base. Mickey Mantle's number 2. He hits a single. Runners advance 2 bases. Carl Yastrzemski, one of my favorite Yaz photos. I think it's recycled a few times, but he hits a single, and the runners advance 2 bases. Hank Aaron, another single. Runners advance 1 base. That's Henry Aaron from the Atlanta Braves. Harmon Killebrew hits a double. All runners score. Now, that's ironic because Harmon Killebrew did not hit as many doubles as you would think for a man who played so many years. Roberto Clemente hits a double. That is exactly what we expect out of Roberto Clemente. Runners advance 2 bases. You can see the nice little blue backs here on the backs of the cards. There is a baseball diamond in blue with all 4 bases in front of a crisscrossed applesauce set of baseball bats and a field of Topps baseballs a further layer behind. TCG made and printed in USA. So great job on the design here. The beautiful front is simple. The back is not complicated, but more complicated at the front, but still classy. Triple is Frank Robinson. I'm sure he cleared the bases, as they say. Number 7 in a series of 33. Home run by Willie Mays, card number 8. Brooks Robinson, the second greatest third baseman ever, is hit by a pitch, HBP. Tommy Davis walks. He is with, I'm not sure who he was supposed to be with that year, Tommy Davis. I know he would eventually move on in 68 or 69 from the Dodgers. Let's go. Bill Freehan walks. Claude Osteen, our pitcher, hits into a double play. Lead runner and batter are out. DP, it says right there. Gary Peters strikes out. He is a pitcher, so lead runner steals base, though. So a sacrifice steal, I guess. Jim Lonborg, coming off a spectacular 1967, strikes out as well, as does Steve Hargan. Is that Steve Hargan? I don't know who he is. I apologize, Clevelanders. Dean Chance also strikes out, so these pitchers are horrible with the bat. Mike McCormick, same thing with the Giants. He strikes out. Tim McCarver's a catcher, and he fouls out, and the runners do not advance. Then comes Ronald Santo. Sorry, I just saw something here. Then comes Ronald Santo, and he pops out. Runners do not advance. Antonio Gonzalez of the Philadelphia Phillies. That's the best the Phillies had to run out there in 1968. He pops out, and the runners do not advance. Frank Howard, he's a big hitter. He lines out, though. I expected he would have been a big, long warning track fly out, but they're saying he lines out. George Scott comes up. He lines out as well. That what I would expect from Big George. Another line out by Richie Allen. Well, that's the Phillies' best they had to offer, I guess. And we could see him drilling a ball into the outfield and lining out. Jim Wynn gets a fly out. And Gene Alley with the Pittsburgh Pirates also gets a fly out. He's got his batting helmet on. He's ready to do something, but all he does is fly out. Then the runners do not advance on that. Rick Monday also flies out. Runners do not advance. Al Kaline, unfortunately, our Hall of Famer here, flies out, but the runner on third scores. They call that a sacrifice. Rusty Staub also flies out, and runner on third scores as well. Ground out by Rodney Carew. Players do not advance there. Peter Edward Rose grounds out, and the runners do not advance. Card 31, Joe Torre, another ground out. However, the runners advance one base. Orlando Cepeda, runners advance on one base on a ground out as well. And then, of course, James Fregosi of the Fregosi Curse. He is our final ground outer, and the runners advance one base. So that's the Topps 1968 Topps game set. Insert third series. Has a game attached to it. It has the cards, numbers, and serial number on the front. Not serial number, but you know the deal. Card number and series of cards on the front. Upside down, though, you'd have to be tricky to read those, or perhaps a double agent. So that's the 1968 Topps game. 33 of these bad boys. Wonderfully popular set. And a gorgeous set to display. I think I had that displayed once, actually, on one of my display cases because it's just a fun little set to run out there. So 1968 Topps game, Basement Tapes number 171.